Hi everybody, and welcome back. It's Lisa with Whispers from the Wreckage. So as you all know, this past Sunday, I was supposed to have a guest. And the guest came on. We had an amazing show. Filming went amazing. We edited it, and it was prepared to be posted. It was in its, waiting for 4:30 phase when I received a phone call. And the phone call was my guess saying that they're getting a lot of anger, or I don't know what the word to use is, but they were getting a lot of negative feedback about being on the show. And, he was very upset, and we spoke 2 different times. And during our second conversation, we decided to withdraw the episode. And unfortunately, that meant no episode went out for you guys because I wasn't prepared for him to withdraw the episode. Again, it was filmed, edited, and uploaded. The worst part of it was the feedback that he got was about me. How do I say this? They didn't want him talking about the abuse I went through. However, the episode we filmed had about 5 minutes in total of us speaking on my abuse. The episode was about him and how he's healed and how he's healing from grief, and how hard it's been and how hard it continues to be, and ways he gets through it. It was a beautiful episode. It was absolutely amazing, and I still have it, and maybe one day we'll be able to release it, but as of right now, it has been withdrawn. So I did say that I will give you guys a new episode and make it more of a Q&A. A list of questions that the list of questions here that I've gathered from most of these came from viewers. Some came from things that I thought about and was like, that's a good question. Things that people who watch my episode, like my editor, questions he came up with. So we're just going to go through some of them. I'm going to try. We're trying my best to get through all of them. I think we'll have time unless I go off on one of my little tangents. So the first one says, what emotions surfaced when you officially shared your trauma with listeners for the first time? If I'm being honest, the emotion was, oh shit, what did I do? Oh shit, there's no taking this back. Am I prepared for this? It was doubt. A lot of it was doubt. Like, was this the right move? Was this and a lot of questioning my own reasonings and my own, I'll say, worthiness. Kind of like, who am I to think I could even help somebody? Like, who am I to think that my story is going to help somebody? Obviously, I've been proven wrong, but those were most of my emotions that came up for my first episode, like first launch episode. What was your biggest hesitation before pressing record? The backlash. the wanting to please everybody, but still do this for myself and for others. So I was worried about every action has repercussions. I was worried for them. What would they be? Who would I lose in my life? Do I care if I lose them? I don't think I realized, I don't think I was prepared for the negativity. Like, I knew I was going to get negativity, but I wasn't prepared for who it's come from, honestly. Um, I think that shocked me probably the most. Can you pinpoint a boundary you had to reinforce when listeners or loved ones push back? That if they don't want to be a part of my life, they can leave. People, I don't know why people think I'm doing this, but like, then I'm not gonna stop. That's my boundary. I'm not gonna stop, and it is a small podcast right now, but fingers crossed and speaking it into existence, it won't be. It won't be small, and my story will get out there. And you know, if you don't want to be a part of it, if you don't want to, my name's out there. I don't hide. I'm not hiding from anybody. You know, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the family that I grew up with, and I'm proud of me. And so if you don't like it, there's the door. Like, just leave. Like, just leave. Did you notice a shift in how you viewed yourself as you peeled back each layer of silence? I think with every episode, I continue to be proud of myself, and I continue to see the growth in me as a person, as somebody who's shy and hates being in front of cameras and, talking to a camera nonstop. Like, I'm not the best, and I'm probably not the worst, but I'm stage fright. I hate talking in front of crowds, and I'm proud, and I feel like I continue to make the little Lisa, the little kid Lisa, proud. Like, if I was a kid and I could look into the future and see what I'm doing, I know I'm making her proud, and I'm protecting her, and I'm I'm letting her story out and letting her know that it's okay. What inner monologue rang loudest when you believed you couldn't ask for help? Negative one. Is that I deserve it. That I deserve the abuse, and I was put on this earth to be the punching bag and be everybody's rag doll, or just that one thing that everybody wanted, and it was fun for a little bit, and then it got pushed to the back of the closet. Like, that's how I felt. Like, that's you know, like, you're not worthy of more. You're not worthy of happiness and worthy of living a life without abuse. Like, this is what your life is. This is what you are supposed to do, and is supposed to deal with and go through for the rest of your life. How do you hold the tension between vulnerability and safety while advocating for others? I think, and I've said this, I think me being vulnerable has made me feel a sense of safety. Like, I think by me being vulnerable, you're able to see, A, you're not alone, and B, it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to feel safe. And it's not easy, and it's not quick. The healing process is not quick, and the damage caused will kind of always be there. But you can get through it. You can overcome it. How do you process difficult emotions after recording, and what self-care practices support you? That's hard. After a tough episode, I'll go for a walk. If I'm trying to get through it where I'm not putting myself back into depression, then I'll bake and, blast music and vent to my fiance. But I don't allow myself, as much as I would love to just go lay in bed and cry it out, I'll cry it out. Um, but I won't lay down and allow myself to hold it all in. And you know I found something I love doing: baking, cooking, and I'll use that as a way to get out of a potential depression. When re-listening to your own voice, what shifts have you recognized in your confidence or compassion? I think I've always had the compassion, but my confidence level has definitely improved. Like, from episode 1 to this episode, and the storyline and creating this and all of it, like, my confidence has just skyrocketed. I'm still nervous behind the camera, but not like so nervous. Like in the first episode, it's kind of like cringy nervous. This episode, it's like, aw, she's like a cute nervous. At least that's what I think. Not to give myself a bigger head. What core takeaway or feeling do you hope remains with listeners as they complete your series? Again, I will say, you're not alone. You're not alone, and having somebody who has gone through the same thing as you can help. Like, it's not therapy, but I can remember talking to friends about these things, and they've never been through it. So, like, they they go as far as like, oh my God, and that's horrible, and this and that. But they never felt it. They've never gone through it. They never experienced it. They don't know. They truly don't know. And it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Um, to the point where, like, even during my dating life, like, I had to make it be known, like, I'm healing. This is what I've gone through. I've had a long journey and a long life, and it was a crazy roller coaster, but you know, this was my life, and it scared people away. Um, but if they didn't have it in them to stick around, then it wasn't meant to be. So just know you're not alone, and reaching out, even if you're not ready to pull the plug on reporting anything, just reach out and have a conversation with myself or anybody in the Discord that joins or is there or whatever. You know, this channel is meant for everybody, and I truly mean that. You describe feeling like your life stopped before it started. What was the earliest moment when you realized your childhood was being stolen from you? I think the first time I reported it and nobody did anything. And then the abuse continued and everybody like hid their head and you know, I'll say pretended like they didn't know. They might not have known, but like sometimes I question it, how didn't you know? But I think it would be then. Normal life to me was always be ready to defend yourself, but be prepared for the abuse to come no matter what. I think in high school I realized like that's not how life's supposed to be. I don't think I ever, and I still don't. Like I'm still on the defense with everybody and everything. So I've worked on it, but it's hard to stop doing something that you're so used to doing. Like I'm quick with my replies because, you know, words hurt and you know, I always want to defend myself, not because I want to be right, but because I don't think I know the full reason on why I feel I have to defend myself. I've gotten better with needing to defend myself. I'm better at hearing people. I'm better at taking feedback and criticism. And when I do, I don't automatically go, no, you're wrong because of this, or you're but I have a long road to work on that. Was there a part of you that still hoped someone would rescue you during your childhood? Absolutely. And I wish it was somebody in my own family. Like I feel like my ex and his family did a lot to help, and you know, it was an uncomfortable situation for everyone and everything, but I guess I wish that I got the protection that a child deserves. How do you now nurture the inner child who felt like life was over before it began? I think I've kind of answered this. I let her story out. I'm not allowing her to be silenced anymore. Um, I'm learning that it's okay to speak up, and it's okay to stand your ground, and it's okay to say when things are bothering you or things are wrong. I think all those things are healing her. Um, I do feel like she's still hidden, and there's a sense of needed protection, but I'm working through that. You talk about repeated patterns and abuse. What cycle was hardest for you to break? I think I still have the pattern, and I just spoke on this. It's the knowing that saying no is okay. It's no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to go there. No, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, learning that no has been the hardest and is still the hardest. There's times where I find myself in situations that I don't want to be in because I want to people please other people. And that's the hardest this is the hardest cycle I'm learning to break. How did repetition shape your understanding of love and trust growing up? I think I grew up thinking that love is abuse. It's what I watched happen with my father. It's what I watched happen with relationships that were around me. I was able to witness and see, you know, there's always some type of abuse, some type of control, some type of lack of trust. Like, these were all things, cheating and, verbal abuse and physical abuse. And these were all things that I witnessed and watched. And I now have to break the cycle of knowing that's not love, and learn what love is and how to give love and how to accept love, and then teach my children what true love is and what love's supposed to look like. And love isn't abuse, and love isn't control, and it isn't power. Love is a beautiful thing if you have it with the right person. How have you begun to unlearn harmful lessons that were reinforced repeatedly? Life took away relationships that I truly wanted to last, and that caused me to get counseling and hear people tell me the wrongs that I were doing or continue to do, and not only tell me, point it out to me. Like, if something I'm doing is upsetting you, don't hold back. Say it and say, look, this is what just happened, and it upset me because you did this. Like, learning that that's the adult side of things, like, that's communication. And learning to communicate and comprehend was everything. Like, you could communicate all you want, but if you're not comprehending what the other person is saying, then it's all for nothing. So, taking control and taking responsibility for my actions, and that I'll say I'm still learning, but it's stepping stones. It's small steps is progress, and progress isn't always forward. Sometimes you fall back, and that's okay, as long as you get back up and you keep trying. And that's what I have to learn. Like, just because, like this, if I miss an episode, it stinks. I'm mad, but get back up and get back in the horse. Like, I've neglected my social media on this side of things because well, this platform's giving me an issue, or this platform's giving me an issue, or this thing, and I get frustrated, and instead of going back into it, I just let it fall back. And then I'm like, then I fall into a depression, because it's like, well, I want this to succeed, and I want this to go places, and I want, so learning that progress is forward and backwards and forward and backwards, and it's not steady pace up. It's a roller coaster, but roller coasters don't have to be bad. And I have to learn that. My life was a roller coaster in bad ways, and where there wasn't always goods, but there was more dips than there were highs. But I got to keep the roller coaster going. And so, my promise to all my viewers is at least one post a day to all my social medias, starting today. How do you now recognize and interrupt similar patterns in your adult life? I think this again comes back to communication. Like, communicate with those around you. If you don't like something that's happening, don't expect them to read your mind. Like, communicate it. And if they don't stop doing it, or they don't understand, or make sure that they're understanding what you're saying as well. But just communicate it, and surround yourself with people who are gonna not always beat you down with your flaws. They give you your props, but when you're messing up, you're messing up, and they're gonna tell you that. Don't surround yourself with people who are yes ma'ams and yes sirs, and you know yeah, it's okay, they deserve that, or no, if you're messing up, surround yourself with people who are going to tell you that you're messing up. It's the only thing that's going to help you grow. And don't be afraid to lose people. I'm sorry. Losing relationships stink, of any kind. Love, friends, family. But don't be afraid of that loss, because when a door closes, another door opens, and you can't get through that next door if you're holding on to all these people who aren't supposed to help you with that new journey. It's okay. It's okay to let go, and it's okay to be sad about it and be hurt by it. But some people are put, I keep thinking of the quote, some people are put in your life, and they're only supposed to be a part of your life for a chapter, and some people are meant to be a part of your life for the book, or something like that. And you know that means, like, some people are meant to be a phase to help you get through what you're going through, but isn't supposed to be there at the end when you finally succeed everything you wanted. And that's okay. You challenge the idea that family is defined by blood. What did family come to mean to you? I think family are the people that you choose. Like, family is blood, like, obviously, but family is more those people that you choose, but also choose you and want the best for you, and want to see you succeed, and want to see you living your best life. And you know it's the people that are clapping for you in rooms that you're not even in. It's the people that talk kindly about you even when your back's turned, and that help you out of those holes when you're deep into it, and don't know how or when or if you'll ever get out of it, and they don't expect anything in return. They're there because they love you and they're there to help you. That's family. Did you feel guilt or shame for stepping away from relatives? And how did you move through that? No, I will always have love for everybody I've had to step away from and wish them well, and they remain in my prayers. And you know I really do wish the people well that are no longer in my life but once upon a time were. But like I said, if the door had to close, the door had to close, and I got to keep moving. And maybe one day we'll refine each other when you're in a different phase and I'm in a different phase, and it's better for us in the future. But as of right now, the door had to close, and I hope you get either the help you need or the love you need, or you get through what you were going through. But I gotta go. So no. How did you protect your own heart while reopening these wounds on the podcast? I don't think I have, if I'm being honest. I think I get on here and I say, you know, there's a door, leave if you need to leave. And it still hurts me and it still kills me. And, you know, when I couldn't post the episode with my guest, I cried. I I cried my eyes out, and I played the song that makes me feel better. And I realized that there's a bigger picture here, and I got to keep going. But I don't think I'm protecting my heart, but I don't think you're ever ready. You're never ready to not feel the pain or not go through it or not. It hurts and it's gonna hurt. You gotta feel it and get through it to come out the other end. And the last question says, if you could send a single message to your younger self, what would it be? It'd be, I'm sorry it took so long to do this, but you're not silenced anymore. You're free. You no longer have to hold this and handle this on your own. Let me hold it for a little bit. Let me hold that pain. Let me put it out in the world and let me make something good of it. All right, guys. Last segment, which seems a little funny because we've been doing a Q&A this whole time, but not breaking not breaking our show. Intimacy. It says, what's one song that symbolizes you? And all right, I was just speaking about, I played a song and, it made me feel better. And there's a lot of songs that I love and I use to get through situations. And, there are songs from, Disney that help. There's songs from, you know, TikTokers and, you know, there's all different songs from all different people that have helped me so much. The one song right now that is like, you got this, and stand strong and be you, is This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. It's the one song that I've been using so much, and it's it's the one that makes me feel this is you, and you're doing what you need to do, and you're not going to let anybody break you down. You're not going to let the negativity get to you. You're not going to let, things destroy you. You're going to stand strong. You're going to stand up for what you deserve and what you want, and you're going to find this strength. And that's my song. So with that being said, this is the end of the makeup episode that I owed you guys. And until next time, bye guys.